Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany, your friendly plant-loving internet stranger, back with another video. Today I am going to be arranging these beautiful yellow roses. Full transparency, I picked these roses up like a week ago and I never properly put them in a vase. They're still in their plastic. I just put them in this water and I fully intended to, and they're looking a little ugly, which makes me kind of sad, but they're still pretty and they are not falling apart. So we're gonna put them in a vase and just let them do their thing. So when I saw these yellow roses at Trader Joe's last week, I don't even know which day I picked them up, but I know that I had the vision of putting them in this really pretty green glass vase. It's a very heavy vase. I've had this for several years and it's one of my favorites. But I had this vision of this look. So I'm gonna see how many flowers I can put in here because the hole for the top of this vase is pretty small, but I think it's gonna look so pretty with the yellow roses coming off the top. I fully intended to film this video last week, but the work week was a lot busier than I anticipated. And I still wanted to arrange these flowers in the way that I initially intended because I don't always see yellow roses. And these are just so pretty. They still have a little bit of life left in them. They are starting to look a little wilted and the greenery's kind of turning some colors, but I am going to still arrange these flowers, put some water in the vase, maybe attempt to give them this flower food. And worst case scenario, I'll just have a really pretty bouquet of yellow roses that I will leave in this vase for a little while. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm probably going to remove most of the leaves on these roses just because they're not going to add to the look that I have in my mind for the roses in this vase. You know what's crazy? It looks like these roses, I've never seen this before. Usually when I get fresh cut roses, I don't see offshoots, but okay. These roses have been in this plastic for, let's say, the past 4 or 5 days in this vase that I just showed you. But I have never seen fresh cut roses that I've picked up at the store develop offshoots like this. I've seen this for other cut flowers, but not for roses. So that's interesting. But yeah. The vision I have for these flowers is a very clean look with no leaves, which kind of works because these leaves look ugly, like I mentioned. But it also looks like the offshoots are coming right from the leaves, like where their leaves meet the stem. You can see that. Yeah, so that's different. I don't know, maybe these yellow roses will last forever. We're gonna see. You know, I'm gonna make them last for as long as they want to last. So we shall see. Maybe I don't want to cut those little newbies off. So I'm going to cut as close to them as possible without actually cutting this new little sprout here. Just to see what it's going to do. So fascinating. Wouldn't it be interesting if I grew a whole little yellow rose plant from these neglected roses from Trader Joe's? The gift that keeps on giving. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up and start getting these in the vase. Yo, I have to keep putting my glasses on to make sure I'm focused. To make sure I'm focused. This is why I need to actually get some contacts and use them on a regular basis, but things look fine. Okay. Just throw my glasses on the chair there. I got some tea to help me along with this process, and not my favorite, it's one of my favorite mugs, my Love Detroit mug. I picked this up maybe the last time I was in Detroit, one of the last times I was in Detroit this summer. But yeah, this is mullein I'm drinking this morning. I started to notice that I am feeling a little bit congested. I don't feel sick, although I am about to get all of my, cold weather vaccinations in the next week. But mullein is really good for the respiratory system if you would take Mucinex, you could take Mullen instead if you didn't want to take a pill. So since my last video where I was arranging flowers and discussing the things that bring me joy, another thing that I wanted to share that has been bringing me joy has been doing yoga. I really started to ramp up my yoga practice. I've been doing yoga for years. I think I started probably in like 2011, 2012. And I've done it, you know, inconsistently throughout the years. And then after COVID, I stopped going for obvious reasons, but I really just started going back to practice in studio over the last couple of months. I think in March was my first time going back to practice in studio. And over the last couple weeks, honestly, definitely since the start of fall, I have been going religiously 3 to 4 times a week to practice in studio, and it's just been serving me so well and making me feel really good. It's gotten to the point now where I'm going so frequently that the instructors are starting to remember my name, which feels really good, which, you know, that's a nice feeling. Hopefully the light's okay. I am working with the sun here. But yeah, so I've reached a point where I'm becoming a regular. Like, I'm really getting my yogi status, and that just feels really good. My body feels great. It's starting to make me want to do other things. I don't know if I like the height of these right now. I kind of wanted the blooms to just like peek out the top. Oh, that might be too short. Okay, let's leave that one. But yeah, going so regularly now has caused me to want to continue to go, and has started making me take other things more seriously, like my diet, and making sure I'm like, you know, drinking water, and I'm back to having my oatmeal every morning. I would say up until recently, I was eating oatmeal every morning, and then I started unintentionally fasting in the mornings. And so now I'm back to like having oatmeal, and a big part of that is because I try to do the really early yoga classes, and I need to have something in my system before I'm moving around and sweating. And, you know, depending on the class I go to, it can be pretty energizing and not something that I want to do on an empty stomach. Just doesn't make me feel good. Yeah, and thinking about like my dream life, this is something that I've been allowing myself to do, is like take part in some of those things that I feel like would contribute to my dream life. So that would be me waking up early every morning, or most mornings, and like getting a workout in. And yoga is something that I really enjoy. I love the vinyasa classes. I like yin too, but I don't do yin as often like in studio, just because those are usually later in the evening, and I like to get my workouts done earlier in the day. And when I did used to go to yin classes in the evening, I enjoyed them, and I like to be home before it gets dark. Yeah, I just wanted to share that I am holding myself accountable for continuing to do the things that bring me joy, and I hope you all are doing the same. I appreciate the comments in the last video about what many of you are doing to add those moments of joy in your life. That's how this is looking so far. I kind of want it shorter. I want the flowers coming right out the top, but I also don't want to cut too much of the stem off and then not be able to go back. Checking the clock because I'm actually going to yoga in a little bit. But I wanted to get this video filmed early so that I actually had time to do it. Yeah, I like it a little bit shorter. Okay, that looks much better. I have this vision of doing a series. I think I talked about this in my last video, but doing a series of like these flower arranging or doing a flower arranging series where I like pick an inspo photo, and I have some inspiration photos that I found this weekend. I went to the nail salon, and the salon had these like beautiful pink, this like bouquet of like pink flowers, some roses, some other pink flowers I didn't recognize, with like eucalyptus wrapped all around them as the filler. And I took a picture of it, and I got some eucalyptus and some flowers to recreate that look. So I am really excited to do that and to put that in the house. My space has just been feeling so whimsical lately with all of the ways I've been adorning it with this wall color, which I really like, and putting like my artwork back on the walls after I painted. I left them off for a little while because I wanted to make sure the paint was fully cured before I started putting stuff back up. And I put my paintings up with command strips, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna like immediately damage the paint. Okay, this looks so much better. I really like this. These are not going in there as neatly as I would have hoped though. And it could just be the size of the roses. They are kind of big. But I knew I probably was not going to be able to put this entire bouquet in here because it's just not going to fit. And that's okay. That's fine. It still looks really, really pretty. And the contrast is very nice and what I was going for. Even with the roses being a little bit older, it almost gives it an antique look that I'm not mad at. All right, so I have arranged these as much as I think I want to right now, because any more I think will just overcrowd it and then it will start to look a little ridiculous. But I'm really feeling the look of these right now. I don't think I'm gonna add any like greenery. I don't know, maybe I'll put a sprig of eucalyptus in it and play around with that to see how that looks. But I really like this for right now. I have a few extra of the yellow roses that I will either put in another arrangement or I will add those to a bigger, more colorful arrangement. We'll see what I decide to do, but I will definitely record it. Whatever I decide to do, I'll show y'all what the finished product look like. All right, so here is the finished product. I am going to add the plant food and add some water to this. And I really like how this looks. This is so pretty. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick check-in. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know how you've been doing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.